Hello everybody and welcome to another live stream. I know this is off schedule. If you're new here, live streams occur every Friday, or more or less every Friday depending on my schedule, between 1 and 3 p.m. Eastern time, and basically it's we get to hang out. There is a chat box where you can ask questions either to me or to other viewers, and we can interact, and I can like answer your questions live or show you products or show you techniques and whatnot. But anyways, if you cannot make it for these live streams, which I understand not everybody has the time to come and be here when they're happening, these are uploaded roughly 2 or 3 hours after they're done, so you can always rewatch them and or just go to the parts you want to see or whatever. Anyways, for today, as the title says, it will be basically just a tutorial. I was going to get ready and I thought, why not bring you along with it, since I don't really do those very often. Normally I have them like, I do these tutorials that are already prepared and I have some kind of an idea what I want to do. But today I just want to play around with some of the products that I recently got, and I thought to bring you along. So first thing first, I'm going to bring my hair up because it's just driving me nuts. 9 out of 10 my hair is up, and that's how I like it to be. So my skin, I already have SPF and I have my skincare on. So I'm just thinking, I'm going to start with my eyes because that's just my preference. And I'm going to start by priming with the Giorgio Armani Prima. And this is the Day-Long Skin Perfector Troubled Zones. So you can apply this either all over your face, or you can apply it on certain areas where you tend to sweat or have more oil production. Now, this is for both sweat protection and oil control. So this is, I want to say that it's one of the few in the markets that also target sweat in particular, because, well, sweat can also melt down your makeup, and in many cases it might not necessarily be the oil itself, or you might not really have that much oil production, but when oil mixes up with the sweat, it tends to bring everything down with it. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna start by priming with this. If you don't have extremely sensitive eyes, you can also use this to prime your eyelids, which is what I'm gonna do. I really like the effect it has when priming with this on the eyelids. I have not had any problems, but yeah, it depends on your skin type. I've noticed a big difference when using this, and also I'm not sure if it's coincidental, but I've noticed that after I wash it off, like the next day, if I don't wear this, it has done something to my skin, that my skin isn't as oily as usual. So I want to say that's a plus for me. I'm gonna particularly use it everywhere today because I'm at the beginning of my cycle, and that, or PMS if you wish, and that usually makes my skin go rather oilier everywhere. So whoops, I applied slightly too much, so but for most people the oil tends to be concentrated here, around the nasolabial folds, upper lip, especially for sweat, is upper lip and the chin. I don't really apply that much under my eyes because I already have my under eyes are already very dry, so I don't necessarily need anything else there. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be using the Viseart Bridal palette, which I've played with 2 colors before, but I'm going to be trying to do something with it that's more or less wearable. And I'm going to also use probably the Viseart neutral mattes. So this is my most recent palette along with the editorial brights. And let's see, grab a couple of my brushes. And as everybody knows already, or for those of you maybe who don't know, you can interact with me live. There is like the chat room. But actually, I'm trying to find. I don't know where I've. Oh my gosh. I have no idea where I've put the chat room. Okay, found it. So yeah, because I have to pop out the chat room in order to be able to talk with you guys. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna wing it. Let's see what it comes out today. And I'm not sure if you can see, but my skin has improved dramatically. Like I have some, and I have a lot of scarring here. I have a tiny cyst that's hopefully going away. But yeah, it has improved a lot. I might do one video as to like what I did, because I actually started using, I switched pretty much all of my skincare. I changed everything, and it's been working extremely good. So, oh, and I'm wearing today these earrings, the skull earrings that I showed you in my live stream. Was it Monday's live stream? Yeah, so let's see. I don't have a good crease color in this one, the Bridal. So I'm gonna be going with this one from the Neutral Mattes. It's one of my favorite crease colors in order to warm up. If you're pale like me, of course, this will give color, like a lot of color, but otherwise it's just a beautiful, just gives a warmth to the skin. I don't always do these, but I felt like I wanted to do this. It also helps the blending process of the other colors. So especially these ones are a little bit more intense, and since they aren't shimmery, but they're satin or pearly, so they have, you know, a lot of reflection, and they're very pigmented. So I want something that's matte and that's gonna add a little bit of a slip, so it's creating like a nice surface for me to be able to blend more intense colors or more shimmery colors. So I was thinking I would like to do something peachy and purple. So I'm gonna be grabbing this one, but I need to clean it up first. One second. I'm like, every time I'm starting to film, I get some kind of text messages that are coming. Okay, so I'm grabbing the peachy color and I'm placing it. Oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Actually, I think I need an actual tiny mirror because I can't get as close as I would like to this. So let's see if I can find a compact that has a good mirror. Yeah, found it. So I just have my Becca Pearl here. I like the mirror. It's pretty nice because you can actually rest it on the palm of your hand, so it's easier to do the makeup rather than one that's sitting like this. And if you're wearing glasses and you have pretty bad or pretty high prescription, this distance can mean, you know, that you see or you don't see. For me, I see something, but this is much more easier for me. So yeah. One thing about Visearts is that they are so pigmented. So I purchased my two first was the dark matte and the neutral. Look at that shine. And I wasn't sure if I wanted more of them, but after I tried the matte ones, I really liked them. They have very good pigmentation. And for those of you who know, mattes tend to be the ones that can be harder to make because they go streaky or chalky, or they don't necessarily blend that easily. Then I got the Viseart Minx, which Viseart makes these ones that are like 12 shadows, and then they make the ones that are having only 6 shadows, and they're more of a complete kit because they have 3 mattes from light to dark and 3 satin or shimmer from light to dark. Whereas, you know, these palettes are more meant for you to acquire multiple ones in order to have a complete kit. So anyways, I purchased one of these 6 ones, which are the Viseart Theory palettes, and I purchased the Minx, which is the warm toned rusty orange undertones in there, and I absolutely loved the satin shimmery colors. So I decided to go for the Bridal palette because it's more of a neutral one. I can use it more easily on clients than, let's say, they have other beautiful shimmery ones like the Boheme, which is like a candy bright colored shimmery colors, and that one probably is on my list to get, but it's not an urgent thing. This one, it is truly like the colors that are here, they are not, you have cool tones because of course it is a bridal palette. When you're wearing whites, it tends to be easier to pull off cooler tones than really warm tones, because with the white, the warm tones might appear too bright on camera. So that's why it's, you know, more preferable to stick with neutrals and neutral to cool tones. So anyways, yeah, this is just a very nice palette. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the pink and I'm gonna pop it just right here. I like the palette because now that I'm looking at it, you have sort of like 2 options of a shimmery or satiny lid color depending on the undertones of the look. So you have one that would warm up the look a little bit more, especially if you're using the brown or the brown grayish brown taupe colors. It would add a little bit more of a warmth and highlight to the eyes, because that's another important thing, especially for bridal makeup. When you're having the photography, it's very nice to have something that's going to brighten the eyes and sort of like lift the look, if you wish. And then you have one that's more of a cool tone that's better to use, like if you're using the blues or the violets. It's like, it is still a playful illuminating color, but it's more of a cooler tone. So yeah, I think that that's a very neat thing. Okay, so now that I have that, all right, my features went berserk. I'm gonna grab my favorite blending brush from MAC, and I'm gonna start with the purple. I don't know how this is gonna go, so wish me luck. Oh wow, it is truly, truly stunning. But I think I need to pack it on first. It is actually a harder shade to grab compared to the other ones. And I'm gonna also grab a little bit of that eggplant color. And I'm gonna pop it right on the edge. So this is the violet, and by the way, I mean, we're not even near yet done, so don't worry. And I mean, they truly blend beautifully. I'm gonna grab that darker plummy color. There. And I think I want something to bring back the warmth, so I'll use the neutral mattes in a moment, but sorry, I'm obstructing you. So now I want to go with something a little bit warmer. I just feel like this needs something warm. So I'm going with this one. Or actually maybe a little bit of I don't know. I think I brought the eyeshadow too far up. I don't have that great of distance between my eyebrows, and so I'm adding now just violet, but I'm not bringing it that up. I'm just blending the edges. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of the brown and blending the transition between the peach and the violet. And I'm going again in on the peach because I want a little bit more of that peachiness there. So then I'm taking a little bit of that. There is this icy color. I don't know how it's gonna work. I just want to add a little bit, like I'm barely touching it. Oh, hello, Muff. What you doing up there? You wanna come here? You wanna come here? Come here. Wanna come? Come here. Wanna see yourself? No? Okay. So there's that. And I feel like I need to lift this a little bit more. So I'm gonna be feathering the color a little bit upwards. The violet is definitely the hardest to work with in comparison to with the other colors. Like it needs more work, basically. Doesn't mean it's bad, it just so now I have that, and I'm going to be grabbing the white from the neutral palette. It's a matte, so it's I'm applying the matte on top of the shimmer, and I'm taking the eggshell color too, because if you use a lot of white, it might appear very stark and obvious that you have a highlight. And the reason why I'm putting the shimmery one, which I use this one here, I use that one first very, very lightly. It gives a slight reflection. When you go on top with the matte, it tones down that reflection, but it still has more dimension than just a plain matte, which I prefer, rather than using a, you know, very shimmery base and then very matte highlight, or very shimmery base and very shimmery highlights. I don't personally think that that is a very early 2000 kind of look, I think. And now I'm going to be taking a pencil brush, and I'm taking the eggplant color of the Viseart palette and sort of trying out if it's possible to line with this, or I want to say it's the two violet colors aren't the easiest or probably the greatest colors compared to the other ones in the palette, but they are very beautiful. So if you're patient with them, you're gonna see the beauty, if you wish. Okay, so I'm almost done with this. I just want to blend a little bit more. Muff is acting funny now. Okay. There's that. I'm gonna come up close so you can see. So I'm gonna check. So with this look, I want to use just a brown eyeliner because I want focus to be more on the shadows. And I feel black can be a little bit too stark. Mom, what are you doing? He's making that weird sound. He's cleaning his food pots or something like that. He's playing. So that's that buzzing sound that you hear if you're hearing it. There we go. Now I'm going to be using a little bit of lash primer, and I don't know where my brown mascaras are, so I'm going to just be using black, but I would rather prefer to use brown. And this is just the Dior lash primer. And I'll use the Dior Show Iconic Overcurl. Hopefully there's still something here. Yeah. And Muffy is, by the way, on his cage, and he's still doing those drilling noises and then singing at the same time. Yeah, yeah. Are you upset? Are you upset? Are you upset, Mom? Are you? Are you? So. There's that. I'm gonna add a little bit more on this side because it didn't. So there's that. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do next. I'm going to remove my eye brushes from the place, and the eye makeup is there. That's Muffy. You want to come sing here? You want to come here? Come here. No? Okay. So I'm gonna go with I'm sorry. He's just singing. Yeah, I know, Muffy. I know you like to sing. Yeah, mini baby boy. Muffy, seriously? You're funny. So now I'm applying Becca's under eye brightener with an It Cosmetics Duo brush. The name just faded off, so I apologize for that. I like it because it brightens quite a lot. It smells like petroleum jelly, or what do you call regular lip balm or something like that. It has that consistency too. I feel that I need to put a concealer on top of it for it to look good, or to not crease or migrate to my eyes, but you can use it on its own. It does brighten up a lot. And then I'm using these, it's from Amazing Cosmetics, and it's their illuminating concealer, and I'm using in Ivory. I really like this. I think it does a great job at brightening. And probably most of you know, Beauty Blender. So there. And I'm gonna set it with Clear Radiance from Bare Minerals. It has a little bit of a pinkish tone to it, which, depending on the time and whatnot, sometimes it might not suit me, and some others it might. Now I want to use this because it has that pinkish undertone, but actually it's not suiting because the concealer is so light. So I'm gonna mix it up, that with a little bit of Becca Pearl. Yeah, that's doing the trick. So just a little bit of that Bare Minerals and Becca Pearl. There. I'm gonna add a little bit more here. And a little bit there. I know a lot of people don't like to set their concealers with highlighter, but I personally love to set them with highlighter. After when I have my foundation and everything, it just looks better, if you wish. So I have had, you know, the face was already primed from beforehand. I'm going to drink a little bit of GT Cola, so it's from Lidl. GT Cola. No, it's not from Lidl, sorry. It's from Aldi. So Aldi US. Anyways, I'm going to be using this one because I haven't used it in a while. And I thought I'm going to be using it again. I bought it when I was having like a really bad breakout over the summer, and it was a lifesaver because it truly covers almost everything. And it's the Urban Decay All Nighter in the shade 05. It is considerably darker than my skin tone, but I'm going to be using the Armani in 1. It's the Fluid Sheer in 1. I'm going to be putting 2 pumps of that. It's going to shear down its consistency, but it's really lightening it. And I don't mind if it's shearing it down now because I don't need that much coverage anyway, so I need my glasses, otherwise this is not going to work. I'm first spreading it and then I'm going to be blending it further with the Beauty Blender, so I'm not doing all of the blending work with this. Now I'm going with the because it sets so fast that you really have to work quick. Already did set on my forehead and I don't like how it looks, so I forgot that it was such a fast setting foundation. As you can see, it really sets. And I do go over my under eyes with whatever is left of the foundation on the Beauty Blender. So I'm going to be adding a little bit more of this Fluid Sheer by Armani. Oh god, I really messed it up. Oh well. So there, you can see it became more. Oh well, I just messed up the whole thing. Oh well. Okay. fluid shears from Armani are really, really not lovely. And I think they make them now in smaller format, because before they were like the bottles that I have, they're pretty big. And now I'm going to be using, I'm going to check how it looks like. It's not a disaster, good. And now I'm going to go with the Chanel Vita Lumiere Loose Powder Foundation in shade 10. It's my first time using this, and I'm going to try it with the kabuki that it comes. It really does smell like Chanel. That's surprising. Like, if you're a Chanel wearer, then you know that Chanel has a specific scent. Like if you use their moisturizers and things like that, then you know how or what I mean. So there. It's pretty powdery now, so that'll be fixed in a moment. And I'm gonna contour. This is really bothering me. I have these random hairs there. I'm gonna contour with La Prairie loose powder in shade 2. I accidentally bought shade 2, so whatever, I'll have to make the most of it, right? Actually, it's a very beautiful powder, this loose. I mean, you can wear it if you're very pale. It just gives a little bit of warmth to the skin. I mean, this is truly one of the best contours, like accidental contours I've ever had. Wow. Like if you're in NC and W05 to 10 and you can't really find contours, then try La Prairie loose powder in shade 2. I mean, it's not an obvious contour, but it will definitely give some kind of a shading without it being obvious or streaky, or you know, like you have something there. I know, I just think it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So I don't regret actually getting it. So now I'm taking the fluid shear in shade 12. And now I'm going to take the Beauty Blender and blend the hell out of it, if I can. Yeah. So the fluid shears can be worn either, you know, mixed with your foundation, or on top of your foundation or on their own if you're just, you know, having a tinted moisturizer or sunscreen or something like that. Or you can use them as blush or contour. You can warm up the skin tone with it. You can cool down foundations, change the undertone, what have you. So there's that. And I'm going to be using the MAC, the new dimension thingy highlighter. I'm trying to find a, well, I'm going to go with this one if it's clean. Haven't had time to clean my brushes, so. Is the skin dimension in soft frost or something like that? I'm pretty certain you can tell about it now. So I'm adding a little bit of that on top of the blush. Now that that's done, I'm gonna start to itch. Not really. I'm gonna go with Armani number 6 lip pencil. I overdrew them slightly. Okay, now I'm gonna go just with the, actually, I'll try the lip ink in 400 for you guys. So you can see, this is the lip ink. So you can see it's very orange in there, but on me it translates a little bit different. As you can see, orange, very red. So yeah, this is the color. And on me, it turns out a little bit different than it would probably on a lot of people. So this is the color. These are the eyes. Hope you can see the contour and everything. It's not really an obvious contour, but it has a little bit more of a warmth and dimension on the skin. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this kind of get ready with me. And you got new tips and tricks and whatnot. So I'm gonna go and fix a little bit my eyebrows. Muffy came back because he knows I'm almost done and he can start chit-chatting with me. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and fix my eyebrows and get on with my day. So thank you very much for watching, and probably I'll see you on Friday. Bye bye.